Yo, yo, yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to the post-fight show with Stormybman for this Saturday, December 23rd, 2023. This is the post-fight show for the Day of Reckoning. How appropriate a card be titled, how appropriate for us to witness what we've seen today. As I had shared with some of the brothers, I'm at a place where I have no good words. Being a little old school, been told if you can't say something good, don't say nothing at all. So I'll be here with facts and harsh ones at that, you know. It's like that. We are really dealing with a strange time, and we're seeing things that we question and we wonder why and how. But this card, I knew from yesterday something was going to be really odd when I tried to order my viewing of the Day of Reckoning fight card. Something that I do all the time when there's a fight that I want to see, and if it's been on Dazn, I've done this numerous times as well, and I went into this whole thing and it didn't work out for me. I ended up having to go a different route to see the fight. But salute to Mikey Morales out there, being a member of the channel. Welcome to the Stormybman family. Storm trackers is what we call them around these parts. I went to order the fight and didn't work out for me. They were taking my payment from one source, but not for the fight promotion source. So I talked to a couple of the brothers out there. They put me on where I can get things done. And I did get it done. But I found that to be odd, because not only through that process, they knocked out my service and I wasn't able to watch fights last night to prep myself. I was like without my fight broadcast and everything. So it was all like a shadow cast over what I was trying to do. Didn't like that at all. And then I missed the opening fight because there was a delay. So though I did catch the rest of the fights, I got a chance to see something that I really didn't want to see. Lyndon Arthur's performance against Dazn Ppv was pathetic. I had said if he had come in motivated, because he has the type of talent, it could have presented Ppv with a different look and some sorted problems, especially with Ppv having been off for, I think they said 13 months. And I thought that would be it. But no, lo and behold, Wilder versus Parker came to point. It's maddening sometimes when you see certain things happen and go a certain kind of way. But I'll say this about the fight. Parker was prepared to survive a KO against Wilder. He was prepared. Wilder was not prepared for a fight at this level. For a fight on this type of card. For a fight against someone who could be motivated by an opportunity. And he wasn't prepared for the boxing scribes. And though he's been off the scene, their views of what he represents and how he represents have taken an even stronger toehold. So, that being said, his efforts were inadequate at best. For Malik Scott, sometimes the people closest to you can hurt you the best. I'll leave that there. You can take it how you want to take it. But one of the things that you've known me to do is I speak in a way sometimes that offends. And I say things that are not popular. Which is why I will remain more reserved out of my respect for Deontay Wilder. He's been through a lot over these past 4 years. So much that half of you don't know the depths of it. And for him to even want to return to this sport that has shown absolutely no love or reverence for him speaks volumes about the man. I see they trying to mess with my stream. Wow. But we here. Let me see here. I want to take a moment and review some things here. YouTube is something else, boy, I tell you. We'll take a moment and go to the chat, see who we got in the building. I'm not going to keep you guys a long time. The Messenger 215 was first up. Universal Truth back in the building saying salute Stormy. King Bonnie 86, what's good with you? Mikey Morales in the building. Flawless Mentality and Black Excellence hosted by Dr. Mark in the building. Antonio MMA, TS Boxing. JJ is out there. Who else we got? Baco is out there saying he's from Great Britain. Is that right? Cass Sports is out there saying salute. Rojai is out there says inactivity kills careers. Shawalai is in the building saying blessings sensei in chat. Isaiah GQ in the building. TS Boxing says Malik Scott, I've been saying it all. Saying is I'm trying to read what you wrote, TS Boxing. You said he's talked, but we haven't seen results. And he hates accountability. Okay. Maybe lax is a better word. Many people don't deal with accountability very well. Many people. Antonio MMA says Wilder, Malik tried to turn him into a boxer. Shower says, I think he was just speaking. I think Wilder is done based on what he was saying. If he returns, it's just for us. Wilder should pack it in. He has nothing left to prove, very little to gain, lot to lose. Jeff Spark is out there. Antonio says, to wait this long to see this because they've had years together in the gym at this point, and this be the result, Wilder should have hung it up after the Robert fight. William Old School in the building. Isaiah GQ says, this is disappointing, man. Not that he lost, but he didn't throw anything in the fight. Listen. Two factors on that comment, Isaiah GQ. Two factors. A lot of you have touched on both, but not together. The inactivity and Father Time, a deadly combination. Joseph Parker, this was his fourth fight this year or third fight this year. Even if you're fighting moderate competition, the fact that you get in there means a lot. But the factor that gravely differs for Wilder is men didn't want to give him the opportunity. It wasn't that he was just sitting down, you know. He wanted to make some offers out there. He wanted to get some people, and they didn't cooperate. If you ask me, being the conspiracy man that I still am, according to certain sources, it was a collective effort. People were told, and maybe even paid, not to accept a fight for him. And then they put him on this card here with what, 5 to 6 weeks to prepare for it, against a guy who's fought already multiple times this year. And Ed Hearn is a part of this. And so is Frank Warren. Boy, this is a dirty game. It's a dirty game. It's a dirty game. And we know the result of the Wilder-Wallen fight. I mean, the AJ Wallen fight. AJ stopped him after 5 rounds. He refused to come out for the 6th. But I spoke last night on my Friday night chop session about AJ eliminating DJ, so he got no credit and shared in no profits. But he went over there and requested that man's assistance in nursing him back to some semblance of respectability. And now Ben Davison will get some credit. I don't know if you noticed this about Ben Davison, but he has seemingly always been on a real weird side of things. The Fury camp, now the AJ camp. And he's a couple of shades lighter, brighter than EJ. Yeah. Something's going on here. I'm not at liberty to say it tonight, but I think we witnessed something quite similar to Fury Wilder 2. Just a different way. These people are masterminds. Devin Haney, Bill Haney, word to the wise. Be careful. I'm glad that William took care of this chumpy dude. But I don't know what he's here for anyway. I think I know who that is too. but he can go and get a new account, come back and get me one more view. It's already over 1 million, so one more wouldn't hurt. And when speaking of accountability, I'm more than damned accountable for myself, but I don't know what that's supposed to mean about accountability for Wilder. Wilder's his own man. So I don't even understand what that's supposed to mean. But from fools, there be not much sense, huh? Nor sensibility. For those who may not understand what I was saying, my pupil, Antonio MMA, salute to this young brother right here, because he's wiser than he knows with this remark. Wiser. Yeah, we could expect fools and ghouls to come out, even though Halloween was in October. And as far as anyone making demands for links to be dropped, I drop gems. I don't drop links. Huh? There are plenty of places to go to get a link. Huh? I hear there's some pretty nice barbecue joints around the nation. They even have the hot ones. But around here, around these parts, I'm not a DJ. I don't do requests. In case you haven't realized. Huh? Boom, we got another one in the building that may be on to something. Huh? Yeah. Gnarly Ray, salute to you. Antonio MMA is saying, remember when Wilder told his fans, he and the Prince talked and they know about the Fury situation, yet they allowed this to basically be a Eddie Hearn DAZN show, not replaying Bivol being hurt. Yeah, they used Wilder, man. They used his box office. They lied to us the whole time about his place in boxing. Those of us who follow him and have supported him, we've been on top of that for the long time. But Ed Hearn always wanted to make some money off of Wilder, and he finally found a way to get it done. I talked about this earlier in the week. And Hearn risked nothing. And remember, this card was sold to you as AJ and Wilder. It could be next. It was supposed to be tonight. They told us that earlier in the year. They freaking lied. And where are the journalists? Where are all these content creators? Where are all the people who righteously stand up for what's right in boxing speaking on this? Where are they? A lot of people share this sentiment right here. Yeah, Chilltown Majors. Maggots always find themselves around rotten meat, right? They turn into flies. They carry germ and disease. Just know that. So, though there be no rotting meat around these parts, there is shit. So therefore flies. You're welcome. That's right, Shower. You on top of it, Queen. You are on top of it. See? Those who are really with me, they be with me. Can finish or begin the sentences. You know what I mean? And we sentence Chumpy to oblivion, right? Yeah. Look at him still coming back. How many views is that from him now? Is that 3 or 4? Coming from him is better than hitting my like button, though. Huh? This is an interesting question. But I'm going to flip it right back in your lap. What do you think is the best move for Wilder? It's blatantly obvious, but in case he doesn't get the memo, like he didn't get the memo before, what do you think should be the best move? William says PGH hit him with the 24-hour timeout. I hit him with the Martin timeout, which is more like get the hell out. You understand? He got to come back with something else, like one of his 143 accounts. And that's okay. That's okay, because I could use 143 more views. Huh? Get them up. By the way, AJ looked kind of sharp against Wallen. Wallen looked like he had an oh shit moment. Could have sworn there was some brown stains on the back of his shorts. But he did that to himself because he talked. He should have just come in and fought. But just like Big Baby Miller, he realized he done bit off more than he can chew. Huh? Yeah, William, that's what they say. Adult joke. Someone by the name of Rick Box has come into the chat and offered up his sentiments. Rick Box. Wilder was beaten tonight by Joseph Parker. Soundly, by the way. So I don't even think, looking ahead to the future, Mr. Recadamus, that anybody's thinking about that at this time. But we don't appreciate your sentiments, F you very much. Yeah. Huh? See, when you hold class, you can teach class and recognize who don't belong, who have no class. That's why they end up on they ass. Bars. You're welcome. Yeah. It's as simple as that. Baco's offering that he's surprised that Miller made it to the 10th. That's only because Danny wasn't edged on by his corner to operate behind that jab a little more and to go to the body a little more. Had Dubois gone to the body a little bit more and popping off that jab upside Big Baby's head, he probably could have got some kind of shot in there to hurt him earlier. But listen, I am not going to complain one iota about the performance of Danny Dubois, because he came back and did something that everybody can appreciate. He put his foot in Big Baby's jelly, and mashed it like a cigarette on the ground. I loved it. I may do a video about it. But Danny Dubois bounced back. And he bounced the PED, performance user, bounced him right out of boxing. That was some good stuff. That was excellent. So I ain't got nothing bad to say about Danny Dubois, but nothing but good things. And keep on moving, Danny. You deserve to celebrate. The guy talked all that mess and everything, and you shut his trap for him. He had never been stopped before, huh? And I can imagine how much bigger that chrome dome is going to be tomorrow, because you was whacking him upside of it all night long. And he was trying to be tough, huh? But how many times have Stormy talked about it ain't the one who's the toughest who wins, huh? It's the one who's the smartest, huh? Yeah. I expect to see and hear more comments like this. But where's that wisdom and insight when you're wrong? When you haven't pointed out the so obvious, huh? When you miss by that near split hair, huh? It's easy in the aftermath to come picking like vultures. But the truth can be found. You see, as I said, the truth can be found. The thing is, I don't want to see this anymore. I would rather close that like I finished a book. We have highlights. I got one playing in the backdrop of me right now. We have memes. We have sound bites. His place has been etched soundly. Now, I just want to see who goes into the Hall of Fame first, he or AJ. Hearn is going to push for that. You can believe it. And there'll probably be some envelopes passed. But I see another knockout loss coming for AJ. I do. Now it's mumbo jumbo like this that got suckers thinking they the last dragon to channel show enough from the last dragon. What you want the man to do? Die in the ring? Look, man, he ain't got to keep fighting, especially not for the likes of you, huh? Who would be chomping at the bit with another loss to come in there and talk about, yeah, Father Time was lurking over his shoulder. I saw when he stepped through the ropes. Father Time opened the ropes for him. Yeah, you guys, you, Ghost, all y'all out there talking like that. Hey, Father Time gonna get a hold of all y'all asses, huh? But I'm gonna tell you something. Be careful, because when you make the wrong moves, Father Time shortens your time. Yeah. I told you those who follow me are very smart and quick. This was a long ass card too, wasn't it? It started at 10 o'clock this morning. It damn just ended at about 5:45. And that fight only went 5 rounds. If the fight would have gone the full distance, it would have been after 6. I keep telling you, there are those who frequent the pathways of the Stormybman channel that bring sensibility, calm, intellectual property, and knowledge. Two non-black fighters haven't fought for an undisputed heavyweight title in over 83 years. There has also never been a Mexican heavyweight champion. AJ, a jerk, is the reason both of these have happened. Let the church say amen. Yeah. This comment right here. Hearn is a fool for not making AJ fight Wilder. You know why? Because of the revenue it could have generated had they fought when they were supposed to originally fight. AJ has went on and lost to nondescript opponents in the aftermath, but this was when both men were riding their cusp of success in their careers, and they could have created something so special at that time that even if losses came thereafter, it still would have placed them in a certain place in history. And you could get 2 fights out of it still, at least a minimum. But no, Hearn played the game, and now he's going to be put to shame. Wait for it. Wait for it. Look here, Hendall. Allow Stormy to share something with you, as I would if I was talking to one of my charges in the gym. Life hurts. If you want to understand that analogy, you look at a woman giving birth. Her travails, her crying pains, when a child is being birthed into this world, it is not done with smiles and rainbows. A baby is born into this existence, crying, hands clenched, as if seeking to grasp at everything that life has to offer. But a person dies with their hands wide open, as if everything in life and what it had to offer has slipped away. That's a yin and yang cycle of life and existence, and there will always be hurt as a part of the process. Your job is to understand this and take that to heart greater than your emotional reaction to disappointment. Because guess what, my friend? Disappointment is also a part of life, which is why we never get too high or drop too low, but find some mid-ground where we can have what's called balance. It allows us to sail on rocky seas. You got me, hen dog? So just like this gentleman has come through and touched our lives with his talents and abilities, there will be more and others who will do the same. We will laugh and cheer for their victories. We'll weep with them in their defeats, but it's all a part of the cycle. Do you know when Larry Holmes defeated Muhammad Ali, he was crying in the dressing room after the fight. His wife sitting just next to him. And he was asked, Larry, why are you crying? And he said, because I didn't want to have to do that to the champ. He was like, he was my hero. I always looked toward him for inspiration and motivation. So even in success, there can be pain. When he went over across to the dressing room to see Ali, who was defeated, Ali was laying on a table, trying to get a little energy back. And Larry came in and said, "Hey, champ, you okay?" He said, "Yeah, I'm all right." He said, "I love you, champ." Ali said to Larry, he was like, "If you love me, why you kick my ass?" So you see, Hen Dog, Stormy still teaching, bro. Still teaching. So even the greatest amongst us hurt. It's a part of our existence, bro. Yeah. You're welcome. See, that's what I have to share when I come on the air and I can do this. You know what I mean? It's like, this is special because you're special. Each and every one of you. And those who don't respect what's special, they get bounced. You know, they get bounced. I'm going back to a comment. I want to put this up here. This is very interesting because I'm going to tell you how I looked at it. My recollection of Ali and then being put away by Larry Holmes, which began the Larry Holmes era. Larry wasn't respected as much, wasn't as popular as Ali, but was every bit the damn good fighter that Ali was. But people like who and what they like. And as Larry wound down his career, a young up-and-coming phenom by the name of Iron Mike Tyson began to make rumblings in the heavyweight division. He was marketed well. He was one of the new era of heavyweights where they used video and advertising to promote what he was doing, which was knocking people out. George Foreman had done it in the early 70s, but not to this degree, which was what made Mike special. We were now coming into the video age, the music videos, advertising videos, MTV, all of that stuff. College recruiters would get film tape, game tape on high school players, highlight reel tapes. And that's how recruiters would study these young athletes to see them going to their universities. Tyson looked like a domino. And with his little soup bowl haircut, trying to be like Jack Dempsey, wearing the black shorts and the low-cut black shoes with appeared no socks, but he had socks, low-cut ankle socks under those socks. he gave you a taste of nostalgia of the old guys in the black and white reel days, right? But he was knocking folks out. Then he began to talk crap. I'm the baddest man on the planet. Nobody can defeat me. Uh-oh. The highlight reels were not enough, but he had to start talking. Huh? Then along came Buster Douglas. And do you know that most Mike Tyson supporters, lovers, obsessed, followers, to this day can give you at least 3 reasons that Mike lost that fight to Buster Douglas. But I'll give you 4. I'll give you 4 reasons. Buster Douglas was 6'4" with an 82-inch reach, 230 pounds, with fast hands, had an 80-inch reach, yeah, and then a jab that was reminiscent of Larry Holmes when Larry was at his best. So, when I say that to you, I'm trying to show you that there's always a bigger fish, a tougher guy, a badder ass, huh? A lot of you remember Evander Holyfield whooping on Mike. But Buster did it first and best, huh? Now, some of y'all say, oh, he just won because his mom had passed away and he was highly motivated. If you watch those last couple of fights before he fought Mike Tyson, he whooped those guys just like he whooped Mike Tyson. Oliver McCall, he couldn't knock out because that dude was just iron-chinned, but he beat the crap out of him. Mike Williams, who was supposed to get the Mike Tyson fight first on the undercard of Carl the Truth Williams and Mike Tyson, was knocked out by Buster by a jab. Buster beat him so bad. So when the fight was made in February of 1990, those of y'all that was too busy watching Mike in the highlight reels but not looking at the heavyweight landscape and division couldn't see. Your eyes were clouded. Not stormy though, huh? Not at all. There's always a lesson over here, huh? Always. It's just a matter of whether or not you take notes. I just did all that talking and this man comes in and writes this. Much to learn, you still have. Night Train. If it is over, why not go off into the sunset with such great fond memories and the bittersweet reality of life and the sport? But why linger and hang around and allow people to bring you down from the position of where the mighty one has placed you? Huh? Think about that. Then rethink about that. See, we still got veterans out here who can tell you the truth. Listen, Buster would have faced Tyson back in '87 had he and his dad not had a war in between rounds during the fight that he was facing Tony Tucker. He was winning the fight against Tony Tucker when all of a sudden, going out for the 10th round, he had enough of this agreement that he and his dad had been sharing and decided to stop fighting in the middle of the fight, forcing Mills Lane to stop the fight and award Tony Tucker the victory because Buster was not putting up any effort anymore. If you watch Buster's 30 for 30 on ESPN, he talked about it. A lot of people just called him a quitter, but they didn't know why he quit, which is why he wasn't really the quitter that you can put that label on some people who don't want to go forward and face the reality of whatever circumstances they are dealing with. No, he was dealing with something with his dad. And they were in the midst of a boxing match. And his dad forced him to shut himself down. Yeah. Salute, Callie. I see you out there. And salute to Universal Truth with that $2 holler out there. Super chat. What's going on, Universal Truth? Appreciate your support, brother. Appreciate your support. Yeah. This right here. See, some things don't need to be said. They just need to be shown, Alfred. It's as simple as that. And the thing about this, William, he had promised his mother before she passed away. Because when it was announced that he got the fight, his mom hadn't fallen ill like that or even was close to passing. I think she was a diabetic. She dealt with some issues and her fate turned. But when she had heard he was getting the fight against Mike, she was like, "Oh, I don't think I want you fighting that guy." He was like, "Mom, don't worry about that. I'm going to whoop his butt." So he was motivated to get at Mike before. it's just unfortunate that, you know, fate dealt his hand. And I'm sorry that Buster lost his mom. And I wish that he could have just, you know, went into that fight before his mom passed away. Because some people put that stigma on it. It's like, oh, that's what pushed him over the edge, you know. No, man, the man was skillful. Even after coming back from a diabetic coma where he had ballooned up to almost 400 pounds, Buster came out there and took on a fighter by the name of Quinn Navarre. He beat Quinn Navarre just like he beat Mike Tyson. And that's when Mike Tyson decided he wasn't going to fight a rematch with Buster Douglas after he came back from his time away. Yeah. See, if you pay attention, there's plenty of history around you. Surrounds you like the seas and oceans of the world. That ain't gonna happen, Callie. That ain't gonna happen. But it'll take Stormybman to tell the truth, huh? And everybody will be mad, huh? But you don't get mad at me. You get mad at Joseph Parker, huh? Because Joseph Parker snatched the curtains back, huh? And you saw the nakedness, huh? And it ain't pretty, is it, huh? Just like when, you know, Job's sons had to cover him for his nakedness, huh? That nakedness is something else, man. Now, it's BS like this right here, huh? You just can't help yourself, can you? You just can't help yourself. You just, you know, you got to fiddle the accounts, huh? Did you see that boy come out in the next round after Buster went down? He took more of an ass whooping in the 9th than he did in the 8th or the rest of the fight. Buster beat him so bad in the 9th, they could have stopped it in the corner, but they were too dumb and inexperienced at the time. So we got to see the famous image of him going down, struggling to get up in the count and put his mouthpiece in backwards, which I proudly have on the cover of a Sports Illustrated hanging on my wall. Yeah. Huh? How about that? Count it out, it said on the cover. Yeah. keep telling you, Stormy say things sometimes. It's not all, it ain't a feel-good thing over here, huh? Sometimes there's thorns and thistles, huh? But that's good because it makes you know that you're alive when you prick yourself, huh? Shower, he actually did that. I wasn't listening to all of the commentary because I was listening to the brother Divine Sense, but really, he said that? Man, I could roast that brother if he, you know, he better be cool. He better be careful going forward because, you know, I give him some credit for what he did with Gilberto, huh? But I need to watch him a little bit more before I really say something. But it ain't looking good, huh? It ain't looking good. You can be cool and you can be a brother and all of that stuff. But you got to know what the hell you're doing, man. And there are some question marks. Great trainers, coaches, and mentors can assist a talented protege with varying talents. They don't all have to be blue chippers, but they can turn someone into a blue chipper. They can take a lump of clay and make a sculpture out of it. They can take a sculpture and refine it and glaze and gloss it over and have it looking pristine. Or they can take a piece of art and make it appreciative again. Refurbish. The great ones. And they can teach you how to defeat styles. Styles. Because everyone is not a puncher. Everyone is not a boxing stick and mover. Everyone is not a huge defensive guy. Everyone is not a speedster. There are varying talents out there, but the quality ones will teach you how to defeat those because you know why? None of them have it all and have ways that you can attack their weaknesses or use their strengths against them. Yeah. But see, you would have a greater insight to that if you listen to my fight breakdown videos, because that's what that's about. Yep. Hey, man, let me say this about that, Shower and chat. You can appear to be studious and be ignorant the whole time. I was talking to one of the brothers on the phone during the fight with Dubois and Miller. And we were getting close to the end of the fight, and he was about to let me go. He was like, okay, Stormy, I'm gonna let you go so you can finish watching. And the fight started to turn because I was looking at Dubois, and he finally found a rhythm of pumping that jab. Pop, pop, stepping around. Pop, pop. Then he would pop and throw the right hand behind it. And I was like, uh-oh. I said, Dubois done found a rhythm here, man. He doing some good stuff. I said, if he keeps doing this, all he got to do is finish up putting his hands on Miller, and he can turn this around. He can get a stoppage. And we stayed on the phone for the next 3 rounds. and Dubois stopped Miller in the 10th round. And I told him, I said, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? He said, Stormy, you called it. You were saying it the whole time while it was happening. I was like, yeah, see, the coaches could have been telling him about this earlier. But he grew up in the fight and started doing it almost organically, naturally. He did his thing. And he turned it up on Miller where he didn't just go the distance, he stopped him. Closed the door on his ass. He grew by leaps and bounds in tonight's fight. Danny Dubois. I said, he's boxing better than Anthony Joshua right now. And he said to me, I don't know about that, Stormy. I'm like, but you saw the ending. He finished him. That's what was born of that. Willie Lowe is in the building. What's good with you, Willie Lowe? Appreciate you stopping in, bro. I told you them breakdown videos, you have to watch them. Told you about that. Look at my young pupil, Antonio MMA, growing up right before my eyes. You guys do know that Antonio MMA competes as well. And he has taken some of the principles that Stormy has had to share here and applied them to his own science. And he's doing very well as a result. It's gained him success and confidence in success. Would you rather he had lost a narrow decision and it was just he almost made, but the judges went the other way? And then guess what you would be saying? He got robbed. He robbed himself tonight, brother. Robbed himself of his own opportunities that lied ahead. Maybe due to not being focused, maybe due to not being prepared properly, maybe due to his intellectual approach to things, not being focused. But the reality is he's going to have to look at that tape. He's going to have to reminisce on what happened and everything. And it's not going to be pleasant. It's not going to be pleasant, but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. I see some names and faces stepping in now because y'all been over there crying in the crying pool, huh? You with your Kleenex and everything out there. Listen, man. you might as well continue to be crying, huh? Because Stormy ain't drying no tears over here. There ain't no tears from Stormy, huh? But you can get that kick in the rear pants, huh? Because I be trying to tell you guys, but you too thick-headed, too stubborn, don't want to get the message, but you want to walk around here with brass belt buckles like you wearing something, huh? Suspenders is better. Yeah. Appreciate that, William. Appreciate that, brother. Mikey Morales. That's right. Bring your cup when you come here, because Stormy gonna fill it. You dig? Always with something fruitful, huh? And nourishing, huh? No foolishness. You can get that elsewhere. I don't know you, brother, but when you come around these parts and you open your eyes, you might want to bring some Visine because they get strained from the realization of truth of life being bestowed upon them, huh? So yeah. Yeah. Hmm. But yeah, there's been enough of this for tonight, man. It's December 23rd. I'm going to release you guys on into your families and whatnot. And I'm going to get to mine. And listen, it's been a great day of boxing. A lot of what we didn't like to see and a lot of what we do like to see. It was 50-50, huh? And it just goes to show you, huh? The wheel does turn. This has been the post-fight show with Stormy B, man, the day of reckoning from Saudi. Saturday, December 23rd. Dazn Pay-Per-View. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a happy and healthy holiday. There will be no answering the bell in the morning. But peace and God be with you all. And we'll catch you guys next week for another post fight. Look here, coming in here all late in the show and everything, coming in here. He just bailed out on me. Drew Titan, LLC, in the super chat, he says, we do what most cannot do. Be honest in our assessment and discuss it. That's what love is. It hurts, but it's the truth. You better believe it, because you know when you don't show Stormy the proper love, he coming to hurt you, huh? Just don't forget that. We appreciate your donation, Brother Drew Titan. You could have came over here and been on here with Stormy, but see, you was over there with the general. I was looking at y'all on my monitor over there. Yeah, I'm going to bust y'all out, because even when y'all wrapped up over there, Stormy was still going strong, huh? But you didn't come over here and support me on my panel, because I'm doing StreamYard right now. You can see the backdrop. Yeah. You see how Stormy had to show everybody about these guys. Got to keep them in line, huh? Why ain't nobody keeping me in line? Because I'm holding the line. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Merry Christmas to you all, and we will catch you guys next week. You got In the Way fighting coming up this week. I know y'all don't like the monster, but we're going to talk about him as well. So shout out to the mighty LDBC. Merry Christmas.
What do you think of Negroes?
As good as any white man.